This is a review on the RVLock BTPro or Bluetooth Pro module. It's a new product. It's only been out about 2 weeks as of the date of this video, and it extends the RVLock system just that much more. Inside the box you'll get the Bluetooth module and a 120 volt AC wall adapter with a 12 volt DC output. Also available from RVLock separately is a 12 volt pigtail, so you can connect this module to either your 12 volt DC bus on your RV or 120 volt shore power. For me, it's going to make more sense to hook it to 12 volts DC because it's then going to be always available, whereas if you use the wall transformer, of course it's only going to be available when you're on shore power. I'm likely going to mount my Bluetooth module under the cabinet here, which is an out-of-sight space, and then I have a couple blank panels still that I can put an on-off switch for the DC side there, and that'll be a good spot for it. To understand how the BTPro module fits into the overall scheme of things, we need to look at the layout of the RVLock system. On the right side you see where I've represented a RVLock door lock and an RVLock baggage door lock. You could have one of each or multiples of each, depending on your RV's configuration. Each door lock can be opened in one of two ways, either by the keypad on the front of the unit or by a key. Optionally, they can also be opened wirelessly. Until now, you had the choice of an 8-button remote or a key fob remote to open each door lock wirelessly. With the addition of the Bluetooth Pro module, we now have a third method to wirelessly open the locks. In reality, the Bluetooth module is simply an interface between the smartphone and the RF wireless signal. The smartphone controls the Bluetooth Pro module, which in turn controls the door lock. I refer to this as a modular concept because each item shown here is purchased separately. You buy the number of door locks you need, as well as the number of remotes you want, and configure them accordingly. For example, if you want to give your kids a wireless remote to open the RV, you may only want to program it to the door lock and not the baggage locks. So you can set up any remote to control any door lock as you see fit. However, there are some limitations to this scheme. Each door lock can have a maximum of 10 remotes configured for it. As well, the Bluetooth module can only configure one smartphone at a time. If you want two smartphones to control the door lock at the same time, you simply need two Bluetooth modules. If phone A is configured for the Bluetooth module and it is disabled, shut off, or goes out of range, then phone B, if configured, will automatically connect to the Bluetooth module. And to connect to 12 volts, there is just a power connector here, and that will accept either the 12 volt cable or the 120 volt wall transformer. Next, you need to download the RVLock Bluetooth app and then install it. Once installed, you have to create an account on the app, which requires an internet connection. However, once the device is working properly, you no longer need a connection. To pair the app to the Bluetooth module, you must depress the button on the front of the module and hold down for 3 seconds until the blue LED starts to blink. Then the address of the module, beginning with BLE, should show up in the app. Simply click on that and it should connect. Unfortunately, I could not get the Bluetooth device to pair. I'm using the Android operating system on my phone, and I tried everything I could think of, including dumping the Bluetooth cache, deleting all the Bluetooth devices off the phone, resetting the phone, and nothing worked. So I did contact RVLock's customer service center for help, and I was very surprised in how good their service was. And they bent over backwards to help fix the problem. They eventually sent me another unit, and that one actually worked. And in order to program this, we have to turn the switch on here, and then we have to depress and hold the programming button for maybe a second until you hear a beep. and then depress the lock button on the smartphone app. And incidentally, this is identical to how the other remotes are programmed to the door lock. And I've already done that just to make sure that it works before I recorded it. It works. So now I've tested this device for at least a week and I have had no failures. There's also, under this door, a terminal board. I actually opened up the module, and the first two pins are labeled 12 volts and ground. The other 6 terminals are what look to be for the 2 relays. The people at RVLock told me, though, that they do have some enhancements planned for the future, although they could not divulge what those enhancements were. So maybe you might have the option to, say, turn the porch light on. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.